Good morning, good afternoon, happy Monday, everybody. Steve, I see you're back again. I like that. So, look, welcome to our first live prospecting session. Julie, welcome back. And look, welcome new friends, old friends. Kendall, nice to see you back again. And look, in the spirit of Martin Luther King, let me share what my I have a dream is. I have a dream that you all continue to grow your businesses. I have a dream that everyone feels good about prospecting and reaching out to people, that it's simple. I have a dream that you proactively take action in prospecting every week and we do it together. I have a dream that is the more we do this, the spirit of collaborative learning kicks in. Or my dream is that as we continue prospecting together, throughout the next 90 days and year for the majority of us, that we're able to share things that happen so that other people can do it too. I have a dream that you no longer have ebbs and flows in your business. Who's ever had a month that they have not had income in their business? Exactly. Nicole Costas, who's been here with us since the GCI Accelerator days, a special thank you to you. Look, not having income, if you look back at your schedule 3 to 4 months before that, is a byproduct of not prospecting. Now, prospecting is an income-producing activity. And how do I define an income-producing activity? It is the action of creating new income that does not exist today. So Corey, if you have a listing appointment, that's not income producing. If you're creating a collection for your client, that's not income producing. Going to a closing is not income producing. These things do not count because they already exist today. It is the proactive outreach. See, here's the thing. If you prospect and you reach out to 5 people you know every day, is that a big ask of anybody? 5? No. 5 people a day, 25 people a week, 100 people a month, 10 months out of the year, that's 1,000 conversations. At a 1% conversion rate, which is the same thing as sending a piece of mail to strangers, you're going to get 10 transactions. So the goal of this is to make this simple for yourself. Now, before we start today, the goal today is to send people emails, phone calls, text messages, videos. And this is where I really want you to tap into me. If you don't know something, or you don't have a message, or you want a message edited, or you don't want to know what to say, just put it in the chat. And I'm going to give you a message on the spot. So these are interactive sessions where I encourage all of you, since they're business meetings and you all want to get to know each other, to show up, turn your camera on, and be ready to prospect. Sarah Weaver, nice to see you. So if you start looking, and the other Sarah too, I can't pronounce your last name, Savoda, I believe. So if you start thinking about this, how can we make this simple for ourselves? It's just doing stuff with everybody else. Now, let me explain one concept for you, and then I'm going to show you how the send all later button works for bulk message. The first thing I want to explain to you is all relationships in our mind, whether we realize them or not, are defined. And when a relationship goes from defined to undefined, it becomes confusing for everybody. Do you know who it becomes most confusing for? All of you, real estate agents. While you work with a client, it's a very defined relationship, correct? Do these people talk to you about just buying their house? They talk to you about their family, their friends, their marriages, their finances, or their therapist, all kinds of stuff. So by sheer nature, if you have that kind of intimate relationship with the majority of your clients, and then you don't talk to them and ghost them after because the relationship's undefined, it looks like that the only reason you did those things were not out of genuine authenticity, friendship, or relationship. It was just to make money, which is not what it's like. The fear when I ask you to call people and reach out to people, like, I don't want them to think I just make money, but I'm like, you just talk to them about everything. So what we have to define first is how to extend the relationship. So at the peak point in the transaction, for a seller, it would be when the closing is scheduled and they still need you. The keywords is they still need you. The buyer would be clear to close, right? Isn't that generally when the people are most excited? So I would say to Corey, I'd say, hey, Corey, I really appreciate the opportunity of partnering with you and able to help you find your next home, and that you shared. And this is why it's so important to log activities and take notes of what people said about your why and your nephew and really what's driving you to be successful in your business. Pause. And they're going to say, because sharing in this kind of thing is generally a two-way scenario, right? If Corey told me everything about his needs, wants, desires, hopes, dreams, life, family, nephew, friends, and I didn't say anything about myself, it'd be kind of weird, right? So then he's going to say, Corey, it's been really great working with you. I appreciate you sharing everything else. And write these words down. Would it be okay? Write them down. Would it be okay? Now, would it be okay makes the other person feel as if they are in control of what happens next? Would it be okay? Would it be okay, Corey, if I continue to stay in touch with you and once a month I reached out to you and shared blank, insert your value proposition, whether it's information about the community, client events, gifts, check-in. For a lot of this stuff is like, look, as somebody who lives in this community and has lots of resources, the last thing we want is our clients that are part of our community now looking online for strangers, whether it be for home repairs or whatever it is. And do you know what 95% of people say? Oh my God, that would be great. Because here in America, when you just stay in touch with somebody, that's called a relationship. And by the sheer nature of all this stuff they've shared with you, you've established a relationship. And now there are 5% of people that will say no. And that's even better because they don't want your emails, your phone calls, your text messages, and all this stuff. And they generally say you did a really good job, Corey. When we need something, we'll reach out. And I would just say that's great. And would say, look, we'll invite you to our events just because you're part of the community. We want you to get the same thing. No obligation to come. And respect that. Is that really difficult to do? No, but it's having a system on doing these things. All right, let me share my Compass account real quick, and then we're going to start getting into proactive action. Can someone enable my screen sharing? So if you're doing this, it's early in the morning where you are at times, or you just want to send it at a different time. There is this message here that says send all later. You can pick the day and time. The goal is to write these things and get them out. Make sense? Now, you can write handwritten notes during this time. You can send bulk emails. You can call people. You can text people. You can make videos. Let me pull up the notes library we have. This is the notes library that Robert and I made together when we built out the Robert Refkin Agent Action Plan. So you can go on here and just copy and paste these notes that Robert and myself put together. The link is here. I don't know where it is in our platform, but I'll drop it in every session, Caroline, so you're able to just click it and take action. So now here's what I want you to do. Call people, email people, text people, send video messages to people. If you don't know what to send, you can ask me a question. I'll provide you an answer. Here's another. If you're looking for sellers, you can obviously edit this email. It's a little older, but it's something that asks people for equity analysis if they want it. So now just 1, 2, 3, go. I give you a good framework, and I'll be clicking this thing, and don't start turning your cameras on because I will notice. And the goal is to get you all to do stuff while you're here. So I guarantee you, if you just showed up and this was the only thing you did in this coaching program, you get new business, you get new leads, and you'd make more money. And if I were all of you, if I could show up twice at the early session, the later session, I would make it possible. Okay, so Garrett in 30A, what do you want to send him? Handwritten notes. I would go through all of my old clients and send them one by one. And if you want a great action plan, go into the Compass action plans and use the Robert Refkin Agent Action Plan that we built. It's incredible.
Yeah, sorry, I was trying to get my mute off. I've been trying to figure out things that I need to send, but and not just with reaching out to people, but also kind of get some input on direct mail as well. If that's something I could get some help on, I'd appreciate it.
Listen, I would spend more money on sending direct mail and reinvesting that money into my current clients as opposed to sending mail to strangers. As a 1 to 2% at most conversion rate, and it's very expensive every month. And then there's so many other factors, like, is there one primary listing agent? Is there a 5 to 7% turnover rate, right? And there's a lot of factors.
Yeah. I just felt like I needed to do something proactive as a factor and work on the other things too. Just do it all. So keep it.
No, don't do it all. Don't do it all. All is overwhelming. You could not have asked a better question. Let's start mastering our past clients and centers of influence. It's the easiest place to get more business and reinvest into our communities of people that have already chosen to work with us. It is, if you look at today's internet consumer, a new consumer, they have access to more information, more resources on their own versus people that'll just say, hey, you should work with Garrett. He's great. I trust him. And this is the experience I have. That is so much better and effective use of your time because it's repeatable and predictable.
Oh, and I agree. One last thing, if I may, I'm in a resort area, so it's like all these people are absentee owners, and it's very difficult for me to get a connection with new people in my mind because of the fact that they're absentee. But what's your point? What would you think about that?
Listen, absentee owners, and like, I know I have other people I work with in 30A, they frequently visit with their friends and stuff. So like when people are in town, offer to set things up, offer community information. You could host a dinner if you know that the people are coming, or host a lunch or a cocktail hour. Invite people to stuff that's fun or that can add value to them, and just use the people that you already know to get in front of other people. Because one thing about people that own second homes, they're always trying to get their friends to buy second homes in that area.
Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome. So Karen, if you have not heard from these people in a while, right? Video works better than email and stuff like that, or text. I would just reach out and I would just send each person a video that says, hey, was driving by your house on blank street and it's been a while and I was just thinking about you. I want to wish you and your family a happy new year and just check in and see how things are going.
That's it. I did that.
My sister and I have had a conversation about that, about how, it just seems really awkward, to call somebody out of the blue that you haven't like seen in a year, and you're just kind of like, hi, you know what I mean? We're just trying to figure out the best way to do that. We've been calling.
Trigger events, right? Number one, they don't know that you were supposed to call them or stay in touch with them. That is a subconscious fear, right? Mm-hmm. Number two, if you do you work mostly buyers or sellers?
Mostly buyers right now. Yeah.
Perfect. So buyers, do you have a good memory?
Yeah, I hope so.
Okay. So if you go back and you think about the holidays and how special it is for people, especially people who have families and stuff, I was just driving by your home and I remember how excited you were about blank, or, when you're moving in your home. I was just thinking about you and your families. Would love to hear how the holidays were in your home and what's exciting for you in 2024, and how and if there's anything specific I could help you with. That's it.
Okay, great. Yeah, we were thinking the video might be a better way because, that's something that they can, text it to them and they can pull it up at their own leisure, as opposed to kind of calling them and being like, kind of like, this awkward pause and feeling weird about it, because we don't, like, you said, it's like, we don't want them to feel like we haven't talked to you in like a year and now we're calling you because of, so.
Well,
It's
if
a-
you start calling them and ask them who they know that can move and do all this other
Yeah.
stuff, like,
Yeah.
don't ask them for anything. Ask them, would love to know what your personal goals are for the year and how I could support you in them. So Karen actually did something this morning. She says, and my guarantee says it's pretty much on point. I was on this morning already. I have 2 get-togethers just from a video text message. Karen, what did you send in the video text
Oh
message?
my God, I can't even, I'm like so lit up right now. I don't want to stop. I just took your advice and I actually did video messages because speak freely. I won't stumble over my words because they're going to interject with this or that. And I just sent out like a loving, happy New Year's message. I haven't seen him in a bit. We haven't connected. Let's do that. 2 people, one it thinks they might be going into foreclosure and they need my help. And the other person said their relative is looking for a realtor and she just had me on her mind. And so I'm like collecting phone numbers and I have 2 appointments. So I made about 8 videos today.
So that is it's a 25% conversion rate.
That's crazy.
Amazing.
So the thing is, and I love, by the way, I love your style and I loved this morning. It was really refreshing and great that you got us to step outside the box, which is, we don't have to step outside the box if somebody's not helping us do that. So I thank you for that. But it's like, just do it because it can't fail. Like, and if you're afraid for a real conversation, do a video, add your funny little quirky personality to it. And they call you back. It's crazy. I'm like in shock right now, but I'm on the second time today.
Keep going. Look, in the end, just remember this. It's a lot more difficult to reject a person than it is a text message or an email. Like when you're video, they see your physiology, your word. And this is what I talked about, this whole aspect of collaborative learning, right? Like she sent these messages and she was just herself. Listen, I would just literally do these videos and I would just talk, right? Like if I knew the person, I would just start talking.
That was the other thing. I didn't listen to them because when I listen to my video, I get all, oh, I'm going to erase that and do that again. I just went with it, did it like you said, and did not listen, didn't watch it. And I just sent them. And almost everyone called me back. So there you go.
Yeah, I think, yeah. Okay.
All right, wait, before anyone says anything else, don't talk to me, talk to your clients. Right? We needed that. And by the way, the person on this call was an awesome accountability group, and I think the coolest name in the world, Cherish Hope. Happy New Year, welcome back. What a cool name, right? So look, pick up your phones, start making videos, start sending messages, just do something, and I promise something great will happen to you. Luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity, and you'd rather be lucky than smart. So go. So if you need an email, a template, a question or something, just drop it in the chat and I'll write it for you. And literally you can ask anything. All right, for the notes library, I just made a copy of the doc so everyone can go in here and just be an editor. Just don't change the messages, please. There we go. Okay, so Cindy, I would send a video message, and if there are people in an open house, my question is, why do you want to reach out to open house people when there are probably lots of people that already know, like, and trust you in your database that would be happy to hear from you? You have to remember how you look, how you sound, and all these other things, and what you look like. The people already know. Like, it's not like a secret. And the secret to making video, I have hundreds of hours of video. I don't watch any of my videos. I hate the way I look. I hate the way I sound. I've accepted it. Just don't watch the video, get it out. And the more you're focused on yourself and all these other things, it takes away the whole purpose of the video, which is to add value to somebody else. Luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. Right? Everyone at least has to take one proactive action today. Yes, you'll overthink your way into the poorhouse. Because if you overthink, you're not going to do anything. And believe me, I guarantee you this is 100% of a fact. Being uncomfortable is better than not having money. Choose your discomfort wisely. It doesn't matter how long your video is, as long as it's genuine, sincere, from the heart, direct. Don't ask them for anything. Don't use the words, who do you know looking to buy or sell? Do you want to put your, like, don't do that. Yes, Ashok, the Compass Video Studio. Sorry, if the window where they already told you they worked with somebody changed, right? Like if I lost the appointment yesterday, I could ask today, but if not, who cares? Let's keep going. You'd rather be the second agent than the first most of the time. Lance, amazing. So a couple of things about email best practices. No one that bought a house from you or sold a house with you cares about your new listings, the ones that went into contract, and most importantly, the worst emails that you could send any human on earth is the price reduction ones. Like, let me just raise my hand and say I did my job wrong the first time. And instead of price reduction, to be price improvement. I see price reduction, I'm like, I'm not hiring that person. They're just going to cost me money. They lied to me the first time around. Those are my inklings. I'm in Westport, Connecticut. Do I really care that your price got reduced in Sonoma, California? The answer is no. So you're stealing my time, or I'm paying somebody else to delete those emails. The agents that you want to build networks with don't want to be spammed by all this stuff either. It is such a bad misconception. Carol, what are you doing over there? I see you. Melissa in Orlando, what are you working on right now? Let's see who else. Ryan, my man, what do you got cranking? So a statistic, Diane, without a story is just an FYI. I see Keith's eyes moving. He's doing his thing. Perfect. The reason I ask is to give other people ideas. Some people have blank screen syndrome, 0 to 1. It's the hardest thing to start. So here's the thing. If I'm on social media, unless you have a really compelling story, it's called social media. Like I go to connect with people. I don't necessarily know that I'm on there, Diane, to learn about real estate, right? But if it's like a crazy story and you share it in a video, it might be compelling. But look, for everyone that wants to focus on their social media, if you have these business pages, there's more people on your personal page than your business page. And if you have a business page, Instagram is pay to play. TikTok, on the other hand, TikTok's to me the coolest platform because I could have 5 or 6 different things that I like listening to and learning about, and those are the only things in my feed. Meg, what's your question?
It's not so much a question, but once a year I send out a notepad with a mailer. And this year my goal is to send out 500, and it's all to people I know, either past clients or my sphere of influence. So I'm just folding my newsletter that goes with my I did reach out by text to past clients at the beginning of this, but it's my biggest marketing event of the year is when I send out these notepads, and people are generally very receptive of them.
I think notepads are great, but this is the benefit of us doing this all together. There's 87 people on here. You should be able to get plenty of ideas from people.
Yeah.
Sarah's daughter, I love it. The second daughter. I get easily distracted by small kids on screens. How would you recommend cross-marketing and listening to others? And what I do know. I don't know if I really would cross-market listings to agents. And this is my own personal point of view. It's not professional. Is if I was in a group of people and Tamina and we all agreed to post our listings, like a group of people in our mastermind group, we're all going to start sharing listings. But like when I think of an agent and I'm somebody's marketing listings, like if I'm being marketed to, I don't feel like there's like a human connection. And the statistical probability of people having, if I was going to cross market listings, I'd go on the network tool or find an agent tool and see which agents sold in that area. And then I would market that listing to those people because they might have other buyers. Coffee's great. CMAs to past clients. Don't call them CMAs, call them equity analysis. Could you imagine working with a financial planner that didn't review the equity in your portfolio? You would not want to work with that person. But no one ever reviews the equity in people's homes. And thus is why so many people go on Zillow, because they want to know something. So if you're tracking the contacts in your CRM, you go to contact, there's a button that says log activity. Whether it's a phone call, an email, a text, you should log the activity. Anything you find out about people, like their kid just got into college or whatever, anything that's important, you save it as a note. And if you do this, it's very easy as time goes on, bless you, to find information out about people, how to connect with people. And look, let me just find the screen. Who's asking me this before? Karen, you're asking me about connecting with people that you haven't spoken to in a while. Go on their Instagram or Facebook profile. That is very selective things that people are excited about that they want to share with other people in their lives and say, hey, I saw blank and blank. It's amazing. We haven't talked to them. I just want to reach out and congratulate you. And then ask them a question. Remember, Ford, family. How's your family? How's work? Do you have anything excited planned for the year? And is there any personal goals that you have specifically that I could support you in? And for everyone that wants to know how to ask for referrals, right? Listen, people that are in relationships align with people's commitment. So I think everyone in the signature of their email should say, I made a commitment to help 20 families or people make a move in 2024. Who do you know I could help? That says it all. If you text through the Compass CRM, it actually logs the activity for you. So that one extra step makes everything so much better. But in the end, even if you don't track anything and you still just do it, it's better than like making this whole complicated tracking system to get started. I see a lot of 38 people in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, I think. The accountability groups, we have not made a formal rollout. We have our 6 leaders, Cherish being one of them. I don't know if anyone else is on here that's running an accountability group, but we will put them together. We'll be working with the accountability groups over the course of this next week. So yes, I am planning on doing it. Actually, as an accountability leader, you'll have a minimum of 1 meeting with me a month as a group. So we're going to help, as leaders in this community, we're going to help develop you as more effective and better leaders. All right, so hit yes, it's 1 o'clock. Hit yes if you have done 1 proactive action today. Amazing. Do you know what the best part about this is that when you come back next week, people are going to have wins and things that they can share. And as they share them, you can just do them too. So they say in money, the most powerful force is compound interest. I say in growing your business, the most powerful force is collaborative learning. So about half of you have done something. And some of you I know won't respond, but look, my goal is one day to have everyone here with their screens on and everyone all just taking action. So it's the first week. I applaud all of you for being here and getting started. And look, if you have not completed your assessment, please do so. It's really important for us as a company and a team that you get the absolute most out of this program. And this is our way of doing that, understanding who you are, what your goals are, what your learning style is, what your past experiences are, where you want to focus on your business, and that we're able to support you in that way. If you need help texting through the Compass app, I would highly suggest connecting with your AEM and let them walk you through the process. All right, everybody, it's 1:02. As always, with love in my heart, I love you all. If you're home with your kids today, I hope you enjoy some quality time. And just remember, for those of us that are grinding away today, the majority of people that have families and stuff like that are home. And if you've been with your kids all day, sometimes a nice 5-minute break and a conversation with another adult is very much welcomed. All right, everybody, I will hopefully see you all tomorrow. Bye.